I paid for my sister's rent, babysat her kids for free, and skipped my own birthday to help her move. One day, I came home to find my apartment door open and half my stuff gone. She'd used my emergency key and said, "You weren't using it anyway." When I confronted her, my mom said, "Let it go. She's struggling." I spent months rebuilding everything. Then I found out she pawned my grandmother's ring, the one I'd hidden in my sock drawer. I said nothing. A year later, she called me from a courtroom whispering, "Please say I was with you that night. I'm 34, single, no kids. I work in Portland for a warehouse distributor. I live in a small one-bedroom apartment in a quiet part of town. It's not much, but it's mine. I like routine. I like calm." Megan's the opposite. She's 31 now. Loud, chaotic, always in some kind of mess. She married some loser when she was 22, Tony or Todd or something. He drank too much, couldn't keep a job. They had 2 boys together, and by the time she was 28, he was gone. Just disappeared. She came crying to me with her kids in the back seat of her beat-up Camry. That was the first time I bailed her out. I gave her money for rent, helped with groceries, let her stay with me for a weekend while she got things sorted. She promised she'd pay me back. Of course, she never did. Over the next year, it became a pattern. Rent short again? I paid. Sick kid and she couldn't go to work? I took a day off to babysit. Car broke down? I wired her money for repairs. And I never got a thank you that meant anything. It was always, "You're the best," but never followed by changed behavior. Then she called me one summer and said she was moving to Portland. She'd finally been evicted and said she needed a fresh start. She wanted to be closer to family. Said the boys needed stability. I told her she could stay with me for a couple nights while she looked for a place. Those couple nights turned into 5. I let it slide. I helped her move. Skipped my own birthday plans because her U-Haul was late. Spent the day lifting boxes instead of celebrating. Didn't even get a card from her. Before she moved out, she asked if she could hold on to my emergency key. "Just in case," she said. "I might lock myself out of my new place and need somewhere to go." I trusted her. She's my sister. Fast forward 3 weeks. I came home after a long Friday shift. Something was off before I even got to the door. My welcome mat was crooked. Door was shut, but not locked. That's when my stomach dropped. I stepped in, and my living room looked half empty. My PlayStation, gone. TV, gone. Soundbar. Shelves cleared off. My heart was racing. I ran to my bedroom. Closet doors open. Drawers yanked out. Laptop missing. My fireproof box? Open. Useless. But nothing was broken. No forced entry. No sign of a break-in. The emergency key was sitting right there on my kitchen counter. I called her. She picked up like everything was normal. "Hey, what's up? You were in my apartment." She didn't even deny it. "Well, yeah," she said. "I needed a few things. You weren't using that stuff anyway. And the boys needed a TV." I was speechless. Not just at what she'd done, but how casual she was about it. Like borrowing salt. "You stole from me," I said. "That was my stuff. My laptop. My TV." She sighed like I was being dramatic. "You have a job. You can replace it." "I can't." I hung up. Drove to her apartment. My clock, our grandfather's old clock, was sitting on her kitchen counter. She didn't even try to hide it. I told our mom, hoping she'd help. But all she said was, "She's struggling. Let it go. Let it go." So I did. I changed my locks. I stopped talking to both of them. I figured it was better than causing a war in the family. It took me 6 months to get back on my feet. Bought a new laptop. Saved up for a new TV. Replaced the little things piece by piece. Started sleeping better. Then one night I went to grab a pair of socks from the bottom drawer. I noticed the corner of the drawer liner was peeled back. I'd hidden something there. My grandma's ring. It was gone. She gave it to me when I was 16. A gold ring with a blue sapphire. She said it had been in the family for decades. I wasn't even dating anyone, but she told me to keep it safe and give it to someone who mattered. I'd kept it hidden all these years. Now it was gone. I tore my apartment apart looking for it. Checked every drawer, every pocket. Nothing. I didn't even call Megan. I already knew. Instead, I called pawn shops. Dozens of them. Described the ring. Third place I called, the guy remembered. Yeah, I think we had that. Gold with blue stone, some little diamonds? My throat tightened. She had 2 kids with her. Didn't leave a name. Paid cash. I didn't say a word to her. Didn't ask. Didn't accuse. Just stayed quiet. Almost a year passed. I hadn't heard from her. Then one afternoon, I got a call from an unknown number. I let it ring. But something in me said to answer. Megan? I said. Her voice was shaking. She sounded like she was hiding in a closet. Please, she whispered. Please say I was with you that night. What? Just say I was at your place. That night. Please. I'll explain later. Then I heard it. A loudspeaker, court is now in session. And the line went dead. That was 2 weeks ago. I still haven't said a word. But I'm thinking about everything she took. And everything I never got back. After that call, I sat on my couch for over an hour. Just holding my phone, staring at the wall. My mind ran in circles. I didn't even know what she meant by that night. What night? What had she done? I didn't sleep. The next morning, I called the courthouse. I gave her name, asked if she had a hearing recently. The clerk was hesitant at first but told me she'd been arraigned at Multnomah County Court on suspicion of burglary. Something about a break-in at a pharmacy. Burglary. She has 2 kids. What the hell was she thinking? I didn't call her. I didn't call anyone. I waited. 2 days later, I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. Please. I'm out on bail. I need to talk. I ignored it. Then the next day, she showed up at my door. My heart started pounding when I saw her through the peephole. She looked awful. Pale, greasy hair, shaking. Her clothes were baggy, her eyes looked like they hadn't closed in days. I opened the door halfway. Didn't say a word. She looked up at me like a child. I didn't know who else to go to. You have Mom, I said. She doesn't believe me. Why should I? She flinched. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. You pawned Grandma's ring. That shut her up. She didn't deny it. She looked down at the ground. Her voice cracked. I needed the money. The boys were sick. I didn't have insurance. I didn't feel sorry for her. Not even a little. I stepped outside, shut the door behind me. So what's the story this time? You broke into a pharmacy? She nodded. They said it was burglary. But I didn't break anything. I had a friend who worked there. She said the back door would be open. I just went in and grabbed some antibiotics and a few other things. We didn't hurt anyone. You and who? She didn't answer. I just need you to tell the court I was with you. The night it happened. That's all. I'll never ask you for anything again. I stared at her. Tell me exactly what happened. She hesitated, then said, "We went in late. Around 1 a.m. Just wanted meds." But then Kyle, he's this guy I know, he grabbed cash from the register. I didn't even touch it. I didn't even know he was going to do that. I was stunned. So it went from stealing pills to robbing the place. I didn't rob anyone. You were there. She didn't respond. I backed away. I'm not lying for you. Not again. She grabbed my arm. If I go to prison, what happens to the boys? I pulled away from her. You should have thought about that before you dragged them into all this. She started crying. Big, ugly sobs. I didn't move. Finally, she left. I watched her walk away, shoulders shaking, arms wrapped around herself like she was trying to hold her body together. That night, I couldn't sleep again. Because here's the thing, if I say nothing, she might go to prison. But if I lie, if I say she was with me, I'll be dragged into her mess. And this time it's serious. It's court records. It's potential jail time. Then I remembered something. A few months back, I'd installed a new camera in my apartment hallway. After the break-in. I never really used it, but I checked the cloud archive just in case. I typed in the date she said the burglary happened. I found the clip. 2:13 a.m. A shadow in the hallway. Megan. She wasn't with me. She tried to make it seem like she was. She came to my door, stood there for a second, then walked off. Trying to build an alibi. But she never knocked. Never came inside. She wanted the camera to catch her near my apartment so she could say she was with me. My blood turned cold. She knew about the camera. She'd even commented on it the last time she was over. What are you, some kind of security freak now? She joked. She tried to use me. Again. And worse, she knew exactly what she was doing. After I saw that footage, I sat frozen in my chair for 10, maybe 15 minutes. I couldn't believe it. She didn't just lie. She planned it. She used my security camera like it was part of her damn defense. I started replaying everything in my head. The way she'd walked up to my door that night without knocking. The way she stared into the camera before leaving. It wasn't random. She wanted that footage. She was trying to plant evidence. And it worked, sort of. I got a call 2 days later, from her court-appointed lawyer. "Hi, Mr. Green. This is Attorney Jensen. Megan gave us your name. She said she was with you the night of March 12th. If you can confirm, she wasn't," I cut in. "She wasn't with me." There was silence on the line. I see. She claimed she spent the night there. She stood in front of my door. Maybe for 30 seconds. Never came in. Did you record this? Yep. I may need you to send it. I didn't say yes or no. I just hung up. Then, about a week later, something else happened. I was driving home from work. Normal day, nothing special. But as I turned into my parking lot, I saw a car parked near the dumpsters. An old gray sedan. I slowed down. Something about it felt familiar. Then I saw him. Kyle. He was sitting in the front seat, slouched low, hoodie up, smoking. I hadn't seen him in almost 2 years, but I remembered his face. He used to hang around Megan. Always gave me a weird feeling. I'd caught him once going through my glove box back when I let him ride in my car. Megan said he was harmless. I parked and sat in my car for a minute, just watching. He didn't look up. Didn't move. I got out, walked up to him. He rolled the window down halfway. "Yo," he said, like we were friends. "What are you doing here?" He smiled. "Just chillin'. You don't live here?" "Nah. Just waitin' on someone." "Megan?" He didn't answer. I stepped back and took a photo of his car and license plate. He didn't like that. Yo, man. What's your problem? If I see you here again, I'm calling the cops. His face changed. Eyes narrowed. Then he leaned out the window and said, "You think Megan's gonna keep her mouth shut once she's in a cell? You really wanna play this game?" I didn't answer. I just walked back to my apartment. But that night, I didn't sleep again. Because now I knew what this really was. Megan wasn't just desperate. She was scared. She was mixed up with people who could get dangerous. Kyle wasn't there for fun. He was watching me. Probably waiting to see what I'd do. And Megan, she tried to set up a fake alibi on camera. She was probably planning to tell the court I had tech that backed her up. But now I had more than just a story. I had proof she lied. And now, someone else knew I had it. After that night, I started locking every window. I kept my phone on me even in the shower. Something in me had shifted. I wasn't just angry anymore, I was on edge, waiting for the next hit. I knew Kyle was still out there. And I knew Megan was desperate enough to lie in court. I didn't want to be dragged down with her. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I made a copy of the hallway footage. Then I drove to the courthouse myself. I asked to speak with her public defender. He didn't expect me, but he met me outside. I gave him a USB drive with the footage and said just one thing: don't ever let her use me again. He looked like he didn't know what to say. I didn't stick around to hear it. That night, Megan called me again. This time, I answered. She was crying before I even said hello. "You gave them the footage." I didn't say anything. "They're charging me with obstruction now. And the DA is threatening me with more if I don't talk about Kyle." I stayed quiet. They said you could have just stayed quiet, and they wouldn't have had the evidence. Now that got to me. Because it was true. If I had just stayed quiet, maybe she would have skated by. Maybe the judge would have believed her story. Or maybe not. But my evidence sealed it. I didn't just protect myself. I hurt her. "You stole from me," I said finally. "You pawned Grandma's ring. You used my key to rob me. You tried to plant fake proof on my security camera." She was silent. "I didn't turn you in the first time. I gave you chance after chance. And you kept coming back for more." Then she said something I'll never forget. "You think you're the good one in all this. But you're not. You just waited until you could do the most damage." That hit like a punch to the chest. Because it wasn't all wrong. I could have walked away. But part of me wanted to hurt her back. Not just stop her, ruin her. 2 weeks later, I got a call from the DA's office. They asked if I'd be willing to testify. I said yes. Megan took a deal before the trial. 6 months in county jail, 2 years probation. Kyle didn't get so lucky. Turns out he had a record in 3 states. When Megan flipped on him, they threw the book at him. He got 7 years. After sentencing, Mom called me. She wasn't yelling. She just sounded tired. "You happy now?" "No," I said. She sighed. "She's still your sister." "No, she was." That was the last time we spoke. I don't know where Megan is now. She got out last fall. I heard she moved back to Tacoma. I haven't seen her boys since the arrest. I think CPS got involved. I tried to find them, but nothing came up. I think about them sometimes. A lot, actually. As for me, I still have my apartment. Still have my job. I replaced the laptop, the TV, even the ring. Not the original, but a similar one I found online. It's not the same, but it's something. I still check the hallway camera. Every night. Not because I think Megan's coming back. But because I know what I'm capable of now. And I don't trust myself to ever let someone get that close again.